I have no slides. Aren't you happy? You've seen nothing but slides all day. I have no slides. I have one slide that says Deloitte on it. So, because I want to engage you in some conversation. So we've heard some very interesting concepts coming forward right now that are very much forward-thinking, forward-looking, what we're going to be tomorrow. I'm kind of focused on what the heck are we today? And I deal a lot with clients who listen to this and then go, this has no relevancy for my world. I am so far away from getting to this. I just need to get to something to help my customers. That's what I need to do. So let's step back a little bit. And I'd like to figure out what you're doing in terms of getting control of your content. Because we're all about content, right? So we've worked very hard in this industry to get the right kind of tools together to get control of our content, right? So we've really spent a lot of time saying, how do I manage my documents? How do I manage my web pages? How do I manage my video assets? How do I manage my audio assets? How do I get these things controlled and indexed and manageable so that I can use them? So how many people here, just show of hands, how many people's organizations here have enterprise functionally content management? Enterprise. Gee. How many people have some departmental content management applications? Yeah, and you're still trying to figure out how to link them together, right? Yeah. How many people manage their video assets? Few. Audio assets? Photos? Email? How about just the docs? Yeah, yeah. So my theory isn't that I want to bring you guys down and say, hey, we're not doing any of these great things everybody's talking about. But my theory is that we are still striving and trying to get that perfect world just around the content, right? Just around getting our hands around managing the content in a holistic way. But more importantly than that, I want to challenge you to say, content is king, right? Everybody says that. Content is king. Is content really king? Is content enough to get my client happy with me? Is content alone enough to drive customer satisfaction? Is content enough to have my customer delighted with me and my organization? I don't think so, right? So I'm going to go back to what Nick talked about, which is the customer wants more than just your content, right? We're so busy trying to serve them up everything on the web they can probably get. We were so busy trying to get them the latest, the best, the most up-to-date stuff. The customer wants more than your content. The customer wants you, right? The customer wants to know who you are. They want the relationship with you, right? So it's no longer, I think, a message of let's deliver the right information at the right time and the right cost. I think it's more about let's deliver it the right way, right? It's Marshall McLuhan, the medium is the message. What's the right way for me to engage you as my customer? What's the right way for you to identify with me as an organization? Because how do I build customer loyalty? I build customer loyalty by engaging with the customer, by letting the customer know that you're an individual. You matter. You're not one of the group of 30 in this room. You're a single individual, and I know who Michael is, because I actually do know who Michael is. I know who he is. I know what he wants. I know how he wants to be dealt with. I know how he wants to be communicated with. And I can communicate with him in that way, right? So when we think about how we use content, we get wrapped up in getting the right information, but we need to be delivering it in the right way, right? And the right way for everyone isn't going to be the mashup world. The right way for everybody is going to be very unique, because our customers are unique. And that's what we have to keep remembering, is that we have to look at how does the customer want to be communicated with. So if we want to drive customer loyalty, if we want to drive customer dedication to our organizations, we have to relate to the customer. So when we talk about relating to the customer, what do we really mean? We mean that we want the customer to be able to understand how we can help them. How can I use the knowledge that exists in my organization to better service my customer? And the knowledge isn't a bunch of documents and manuals and price catalogs and everything else that I could possibly have. The knowledge is resident in my people that work for me as the organization. And that's the thing that we keep forgetting, is how do we get our knowledge out to our customers? So you think about the recommendations that Nick was talking about, recommendations engines, opinion engines, all those types of things. How many people have used websites that have recommendations engines? Yeah? Yeah, the whole business, right? Like my husband right now is buying speakers. And I don't know about you, but I just want to hear the music. I don't really care what the brand is. I don't care how many woofers or tweeters or whatever the heck it is. I don't care. I'd like them to be small. That's my only thing. I don't want these huge things in the corner. That's all. That's all I ask for. But he's going to go through and he's going to research it all up the wazoo, right? Because you can do this now. He's going to go on the web. He's going to go through every website. He's going to read every blog. He's going to read every criticism. He's going to go through all the rankings. And then what is he going to do? He's going to go and start talking to the service guys and to the sales guys and to the guy in the store at the audio place. And what's he going to buy? He's going to buy the thing that that guy he trusts recommends to him, right? I can tell him this, but he won't believe me. He'll believe that he made the decision by going to all those recommendation engines and all those opinion things. But what he did was he went to the person he trusted. He went to the person he identified with. He went to the person he had a relationship with, that he had an intimacy with. Because the recommendation stuff on the web, that was cool, but that was somebody he didn't know, right? So as an organization, when we think about how we deal with our customers, we want them to get to know who we are. We want to be able to use those avenues to say, I know who you are, and you know who I am. Right? So if we think about very traditional organizations, banks, insurance companies, government, what is it that we see when we think about those places? Faceless institutions, right? How do we draw the customer relationship? We start to draw all these cool tools that we have now. We have to draw the social media tools that we have at our disposition to make our organizations intimate with our customers. That's the power, to me, in the enterprise of social media, is that I have a chance now to put a face and a name together for my customer as much as I can see my customer's face and name. They can get to know who I am as much as I can get to know who they are. They can build a better trust. No longer is that faceless bank. No longer is that faceless insurance company. No longer is it that big void where I see the public sector building up there and it says IRS at the top. I don't want that. I want the guy that I can talk to. Jeff. I know who Jeff is. Jeff will be able to help me. Jeff will know which is the right policy for me. Jeff will know which is the right banking checking account for me. That's what I want to do. And how do I do that? I can do that through social media tools. And how do I do that if I'm an organization through social media tools? I am willing to give up some control. Social media means being willing to give up some control. And most companies are not very willing to give up some control, right? What do we see in most organizations' websites? Moderated blogs, right? What do we see in most social websites? We see, places where you can vote on something, but we don't really see the results until they post them afterwards, right? Because we're afraid as an organization to give up control. We're afraid to open up and give that intimacy. But that's what our customers want. That's how they become loyal to us, is by doing that intimacy. So if they are willing to venture out and say hello to us through social media, we have to open the doors and be able to say hello to them back, right? And we have to let our employees have that leniency, have that ability to work with our customers and to engage with our customers so that they can draw that relationship, draw that loyalty, draw that bonding. I mean, there are so many organizations that we are not loyal to, right? Let's think about it. I am not loyal to one of them. So I recently moved from Toronto to Ottawa, which is why we're getting new speakers, anyway, amongst other things. So we moved, so what do we have to do? We have to get phone service. So now I have my choice of which monopoly I hate more to get phone service, right? Like, I don't like any of them. I've dealt with them. I'm not loyal to any of them, right? Have to get insurance for the house. I don't care. Shop around. Go on the website. Find whoever. I'm not loyal to any of them. Why am I not loyal to them? Because I don't know a single person there. I never drew a relationship with one person there. Never had a single person help me out there where I thought, gee whiz, you know, when I had that problem, so-and-so really helped me out or advised me on the best thing. Every time I phone up, I talk to a different person, right? So I have no loyalty. So how do we as organizations expect our customers to stick with us if we don't draw a personal relationship with them, right? And drawing a personal relationship to them is more than just providing them information. It's providing them advice. It's providing them recommendations. It's giving them an opinion. And it's engaging with them. And that's really where I think we need to go, is engagement.